Senpai.
Hi.
Everybody is freaking out because Visa and Mastercard have gone after games on Steam and itch.io, and Steam and itch.io have rolled over because of these because of these payment processors. And everyone's acting very surprised by this development and is like, how could this happen?
Yeah.
The thing is that this story, and have you watched any of these videos? Well, here, really quick. This all started a year ago in Japan. Has anyone been talking about this on other shows? And I watched a little bit of one video and they didn't bring this up at all. They were just mad that this is happening and it shouldn't.
I think most of the discussion about this has been due to the recent itch.io and Steam reaction, but not really about the issues.
So itch was just like a blanket ban that they're going to go back and start going through games and then reinstituting ones that make the cut. And Valve was more selective with that, where it was sort of like, well, we're going to get rid of games that have. Everyone says grape. I kind of hate that. I think it's pathetic.
But you have to say it on this platform.
It's pathetic that we can't speak objectively about these topics, but grape games and games. I think can you say in?
I don't know. You'd have to say it different. Let's be honest. YouTube
mother lover.
Long ago, you used to watch. There used to be certain types of videos uploaded to YouTube of from like Iraq War and stuff like that, and things that were occurring and stuff. And now it's like
we have to tiptoe around everything. All the stuff that we used to say and do on our old shows. Dear Lord, dear Lord.
Yeah. Everything that made this platform very big and popular that it was now is now a no-no.
Well, the fun thing is that the original versions of this show and like Graybox and all that stuff, that was all self-hosted because YouTube had a 5-minute cap on stuff. And so we were like, well, that's not going to work, let alone the content issues. Anyway. So all of this stuff with Valve and itch.io and Steam and Visa and MasterCard and all of this nonsense, this stuff started a year ago in Japan. And here's an article from Otaku Magazine USA.
Oh, that's me in the middle.
Otaku USA Magazine. It kind of looks like Naruto or Boruto or something.
Boruto wearing like a Zeon uniform. Kind of.
Some credit card companies are angry about adult manga. So this is from basically almost a year
August
ago.
Of last 2024. Wow.
A percentage of Japan's manga output includes sexually explicit material, and sometimes foreign credit card companies balk at the idea of certain titles. For example, website Manga Library Z was told by multiple credit card brands from the West that it needed to cease publishing some, though not all, of its explicit manga. A manga retailer that was not named also faced the anger of an American credit card brand for selling titles that were infringing the rules of the credit card company. Keep that in mind. Infringing the rules of the credit card company. The credit card company's agency did not specify what material it found offensive in this case. Nevertheless, it threatened penalties, and the executive of the manga retailer responded by saying, well, we'll have to reduce our platform's dependence on adult content. We want to expand our market. We'd better stick with the global standards. Ken Akamatsu, who is both a mangaka and a politician, doesn't... Our guy. Fellow Gooner. Doesn't like where this is heading, saying it might not stop with sexual material. The next request from card brands could be to ban novels or violent scenes altogether. Some say Japan should comply with the global standards, but if Japanese content becomes too globalized and loses its unique charm, it will also lose its appeal and demand from overseas. This dude is
100% correct.
Based.
This guy is our guy.
And that's already happening with anime.
Yes.
They're already clearly starting to, they've been doing it for probably a decade now of catering, if not longer.
Catering to Western audiences and tastes. And there's been seeing on many types of streaming platforms too, where there has been anime films and series that are that are produced by a Japanese animation studio, but they are pretty much kind of greenlit and produced by a Western.
Are you talking about
company
FLCL seasons 2 and 3?
Yeah, that stuff, and then there's a lot of other ones too, and it's kind of like you sort of watch it and you're like, well, this is Japanese animation quality, but like the writing and the dialogue and the general script is just like
Netflix is into producing a lot of fake anime, like the Castlevania, which those are done in the West, I believe, or maybe they outsource animation to Korea the same way Japan does, or any of that kind of stuff. But they're American things, but they kind of trick normies into thinking it's anime.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like AI anime. You're like, is this real? Is it not real anime? Is it,
And to your other point, I mean, the number one animated film of all time on Netflix is now a K-pop Devil Hunter, or whatever that show is.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
We'll have to revisit that. I have not seen it. Alex has seen it. I am very, very skeptical about my enjoyment of this. I am not a man of culture.
I'm not certain about that.
Law professor.
Wipe the floor with Elio, that's for sure.
Law professor Yoko Shida. I love how, man, okay, yeah, you are the king of taking us off topic. Did you see there's like some Pixar on their actual genuine account on Instagram posted some person complaining that it's audience's fault that Pixar has to make dumb sequels and remakes, and that if you care about, because we didn't like Elio, whatever. Because
listen, here's the thing: they complain because you guys really don't do it anymore because you know what's safe and what's going to make you money. Because we have to see Toy Story 52 at this point. But yes, I agree. You guys need to make original stuff again. Let's take a look at your recent track record with your original stuff, and that'll let you know everything you need to know as to the quality of it. Well, it has to be original, but also be good.
Yeah, original doesn't mean shit if it sucks. Yeah. The other problem is that I feel as though Pixar used to have very defined styles for each of their films, or at least each of the titles, the properties.
Absolutely.
Now it all looks the same, and it looks terrible.
It is. Yeah, you could definitely tell, like, Toy Story looked different from Bug's Life, which looked different from Finding Nemo, and then The Incredibles. Brave, that's another Pixar movie that got forgotten about.
Was Brave a Pixar film?
Cars, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And she's not a Disney princess because you
Tangled. I was thinking of Tangled being...
Tangled, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's a good point you made. That was around the time when Disney animation studios themselves started leaning heavily into their own animated. And then that was,
Pixar it changed. Yep, it was like the graph of one goes up, the other goes down. Yeah, I mean, So I just find it baffling when a major corporate, like a multi-billion-dollar company like Pixar, will publish something that petty. That's all you need to know. I mean, even for our stupid little channel, when we get weird negative comments randomly, either don't engage or be like, okay, thanks for the feedback. Like, we're idiots, and it just seems obvious that you don't antagonize the people that spent time watching something you did, and even if they didn't like it, it's sort of like thanks for taking a chance on us or whatever.
Right, but at a certain point. Go ahead.
No, it's just like no. I was just ranting. Like to get, it's just so self-defeating to publish that on your corporate. If it was some random animator putting it on their private Twitter profile, I'd be like, it's not a good look for your company, but at least it's private. It's your own account. Putting that on the corporate main account, like, dude, what is happening?
Yeah. Let's see how it pans out for them.
Let's see how this pans out.
At the same time, I mean, they've been playing it safe with a lot of sequels and stuff, but even the sequels themselves start wearing thin. Toy Story 4, Cars 2, Cars 3, Finding Dory, which was just basically, it was basically The Force Awakens for, Finding Nemo. It's like, we're going to just redo the same story again. So, yeah, that's...
But I feel like... I don't know if Finding Dory made any money. I feel like a lot of that stuff made money, but they've just been in a like total downturn this entire time.
Yeah. Going back to the anime issue.
Back to this. Law professor Yoko Shida at Musashino Art University noted that since credit card companies are private businesses, they're allowed to reject certain content. But she also warned that writers, performers, and artists will find it increasingly difficult to put on their creative expression in society if stuff like this continues. Shida went on, if a certain genre of expression were to be taken down because of potentially harming card brands' reputation, that could lead to a considerable intimidation in the realm of free expression. Decisions by credit cards have significant impact on society. The fact that more websites, including a major movie platform and an illustration platform, have become unable to use global credit card. The fact is that more websites, including a major movie platform and an illustration platform, have become unable to use global credit card brands, remarked Akamatsu. So this is from a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Already discussing the issue of what can happen if these companies are allowed. And to be fair, they're really close to the border of
very grayish.
Well, like on a monopoly.
Which version? We've got Star Wars Monopoly, Rasta Monopoly, Gallipolopoly, Edna Krabopoly.
Let's stick to original Monopoly. The game is crazy enough as it is. How can an iron be a landlord?
Protecting the brand was the reason given for why this happened. Japanese retailers that have been impacted by these policies include Manga Library Z, Melon Books, Booba. A bunch of sites. Some retailers have adjusted what manga they sell in order to not lose access to the credit cards. Others have stuck with their titles and been forced to shutter. Some, like Manga Library Z, are contemplating possible ways to get around the situation. Mastercard is another company that is refusing to do sales with some Japanese retailers, depending on the content sold there. Okay, so let's boil this down to what they're actually talking about.
How did they know what's sold on there specifically?
Well,
who's ratting them out?
Well, I mean, that comes into play with the U.S. stuff.
Who needs to be found face down in a puddle in an alley?
Well, okay, so what they're really talking about here, as far as I can figure, is lollies and Guro, probably. These are the two most controversial manga in doujinshi type stuff that show up that the West in particular, especially the lollies, take issue with. And fair enough, but also it's drawing. So I see both sides of this conversation where it's like some people are like, this can be abusive and inspirational, I guess we'll say. And others say it's a drawing. You can't say that this will provoke someone's actions any more than any other piece of literature or movie or video game will do something like that. So it's like we've already kind of, even as a Western society, we've kind of come to the conclusion that while there are fringe cases of people who are like, I'm inspired to shoot people in public because I read a book.
Or watched a movie.
Or played a video game. 99.99999% of people do not operate that way.
Right.
Therefore, is manga any different? But that's what this issue in Japan really was about. It was somehow Mastercard and Visa caught wind of what certain websites were publishing and releasing, and they said, naughty Japanese, you can't show that, even though it's legal in your country, and pretty much in a lot of other countries, including the United States, it's legal.
Correct.
Correct. Bad boys were shutting you down.
Yeah.
So, fast forward a year after Visa and MasterCard put their toe into censoring content. And here we are with
the Australians.
Here, Valve confirms credit card companies pressured it to delist certain adult games from Steam. So what began as, we don't like your manga, we don't like your comic books, Japan, we're going to unilaterally, without any kind of government pressure, tell you what you can and can't publish. Now we're coming to the West and telling Valve, the most profitable per employee company in the world, I believe, definitely in the United States, and tell them what they can and can't do.
Yeah.
Valve confirms credit card companies pressured it to delist certain adult games from Steam. This happened a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, July 18th. It's MasterCard's world. We just live in it. Sorry, let me boop, boop. Scale that up a little bit for you. Hey. That's my understanding based on recent, so this is from PC Gamer. Recent communique from Valve to PC Gamer, which confirmed that, yep, the company sure did recently move a whole spate of adult games from its storefront because it made payment processors upset. We were recently notified that certain games on Steam may violate the rules and standards set forth by our payment processors and their related card networks and banks. As a result, we are retiring those games from being sold on the Steam store. What bothers me most bigly about this is that Valve just rolled over.
Yeah, they didn't try to put any type of fight up, which is I don't know how big itch.io is compared to Steam or other ones.
Well,
I've never heard of them until this issue.
You never heard of itch.io? You never heard of itch.io? You never heard of itch.io before?
I don't buy my Gooner games on there now.
I don't buy Gooner games on there either. I you know what? I'll tell you, this will make you roll your eyes at me.
Oh, you don't buy it either there. Okay. But
No. I bought like a 200 game pack that was if you
at Walmart, like those.
It was a donation to a thing. It was a donation, and you would get a bunch of games free from it. itch.io is like an indie. All of those games that you see Manly Badass Hero play, those all come from itch.
Okay, so it's like you donate $20 to finding a cure for childhood leukemia.
Here's a
get 10 different Gooner games.
It was something like that.
There's a room full of just guns.
Why do you have so many guns?
This is America, isn't it?
Yes.
Then I don't have to answer stupid questions while standing on my own property.
So anyways, like I was saying, like itch.io, I honestly haven't heard of them before this, but when you hear the name Steam, and Gaben has been very staunch and very pro-consumer, pro-gamer, with a lot of decisions and stuff like that, where he's even talked shit about, like we mentioned, Microsoft, where he's like,
and Sony,
OS is having issues. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's willing to do that, but here it's just like, okay, really, guys? Like, okay.
I want to know why. And maybe this is their plan. Maybe they said, we don't want to piss off Visa and Mastercard.
Right,
because we don't have anything in place to replace this. So we're gonna.
It's a temporary.
So we're gonna say, hey, we're going to, because I just can't imagine Gabe being like,
no,
Gabe, they made Steam OS because they hated Windows so much. They went over and got Arch and customized it and made their own version of Linux, so that they could have, they're like the primary, and I don't know the history, but they're like Proton, the compatibility layer, so you can run pretty much any PC game on Linux now. That's their thing. Like they went out of their way to develop that, I think. Am I wrong? Leave a comment if I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. It probably was like an open source thing that they just threw money at. I don't know. Point is that they hated Windows so much and didn't want to be locked into being only on Windows PCs, and said, we're going to make our own operating system or customize an operating system so that you don't have to do that. So I'm hoping that Gabe's like, these fucking Visa, MasterCard assholes.
Who on the board of trustees okayed this?
They're going. I wouldn't be surprised if suddenly we see Valve Pay. That's just link your bank account to our systems and use direct withdrawal. It's basically like an e-check, and we are no longer using Visa or MasterCard at all. And they can say goodbye to $1 billion a year of payment processes because they're assholes and they should get wrecked.
Well, here's my question. So both of us, like for our like debit cards, even though it's got like Visa or Mastercard on it, which I imagine are just like the card issuing company.
It's the processing. It's their
But
their network.
So the bank itself doesn't have the direct processing.
Well, that's if you're using the card, it's using the network for Mastercard or Visa. If you're using, like, I have direct withdrawal for my rent, right? So that is just a direct link from my bank to whoever needs to get the money deposited. So on the first of the month, it just goes yoink, goodbye money, you Brendan, and gives it to somebody else. Visa Visa and Mastercard don't get shit from that.
Okay.
But for when I'm at the gas station, they get their 2% or 5%. I don't know what the cut is for the networks. So it's that kind of situation.
Okay.
To be
because I was starting to wonder, like, can I just buy like Steam gift cards and kind of circumnavigate this and then put that money onto like my Steam wallet and stuff?
Yeah, I mean there is, and that's I'd have to look at because I've always used a card on Steam.
Yeah,
I'd have to look at what the options are. Like if you go to, we'll get to, so we're talking about this. This is a good thing to talk about. Let's talk about this at alternatives at the end of this. Okay. Because so this is still PC Gamer. To be fair to the house that Gabe Newell built, I don't think it had much of a choice. Valve explicitly said that it was removing the offending games because loss of payment methods would prevent customers from being able to purchase other titles and game content on Steam. It seems quite clear to me that those kinds of statements from Valve's chafing a little under payment processor tyranny. And I suspect that even Steam can't really go toe-to-toe with the likes of Visa and MasterCard. Or can they? I don't know. I think that they've got enough people and enough smart people and enough revenue to say, you know what? We're not going to use your services at all anymore. We're developing our own thing. They're going to take all the people working on Half-Life 3 right now. They're like days away from releasing Half-Life 3, and Gabe's like, stop. Make new payment processing software. Goodbye. I'll be on my yacht. Mm-hmm. Call me in 6 months, and you better be done with it. And then then it takes 3 years, and Half-Life 3 gets put back into a little box and shoved under the refrigerator in the lobby. So this happened. So this is all bad. Everything's bad. Everything's terrible. And then itch.io also
bends the knee. Because, I mean, that was kind of a no-brainer for them simply because, like we were saying, it's really compared to Steam.
It's a smaller company. And they can't go toe-to-toe for sure.
No.
But then we've got this happening, which is kind of interesting.
Gamers rise up, boys.
Visa and MasterCard are getting overwhelmed by gamer fury. I do, Ooh. And it's funny to me because it's like, I keep thinking of that quote that's like they came for the whatever.
Oh,
and I said nothing, and then they came for the audios, and then I said nothing, and I'm picturing like they came for the Japanese, and I said nothing because I'm not Japanese. They came for the gamers, and I didn't care because I'm not a gamer, and then they came for my
Gunner games.
Well, I'm trying to think of like my, and there was nobody left. I'm just trying to think of what's next, like that they decide is not. They came for my. And there was nobody left because everybody was in jail. I think it was better than that, but
yeah.
Visa and MasterCard are getting overwhelmed by gamer fury over censorship. Gamers are sending mass emails and phone calls to major payment processors in protest over Steam and itch.io. So basically, gamers rise up. We're getting it's people are not mad about it. But I think the conversation. Everyone's talking about like we're in a position where this is a private company that technically should be able to do whatever it wants and have its own standards and practices, and in principle should be able to say we don't want to let you pay for porn games on our network. We don't want you to be able to pay for dubiously aged girl comics in Japan. All of this on principle sounds fine. The problem is that all of that is easy. These are all easy targets for Visa and MasterCard to say, we don't like it that bad, and we're going to stop you from doing it. But how long, it's already happening. How long before they start saying, well, we don't like this either, and we don't like that?
We don't like you utilizing this for purchasing. Okay, best example. We don't like you utilizing our cards for the purchase of firearms and ammunition. We don't like you utilizing this stuff for purchasing maybe types of certain types of narcotics. Okay, like basically like going to like weed stores and stuff like that, or purchasing cigarettes,
alcohol.
We don't like you purchasing OnlyFans. We don't like you utilizing the card by going to for example, the Dutch, or if you're down there in Nevada at the Bunny Ranch, we don't like you utilizing this for paying for, sex.
Well, and
we don't like you purchasing these types of foods because we deem these foods to be unhealthy.
And it does, like the fact that they are allowed to regulate legal transactions. There is no question on the legality of if these things can be done. You can buy that book. You can buy that movie. The government has already said that this is like, the government may be like, we don't like it, but technically we think that this is covered under the First Amendment.
Correct.
So, and that's even more. Isn't Visa and MasterCard, are these American companies?
Possibly. I think they also, there's Cirrus and Maestro. There's like, I think they might be, Visa, but I would be surprised if they're not.
Visa is American, and just because it's more offensive that it's is also American. So it's so they're both American. It's more offensive that we have American companies that are trampling freedom of speech. These are companies that should be saying that we're open to anything. We will take your money and do transactions on anything that's illegal.
Yeah, basically what they're doing is usury, quite frankly. It's just like, yeah, I'll give you the money here, but you got to pay me back, with interest and stuff like that. And it's like, you find it some company that basically operates under the guise of legal usury to suddenly start having this kind of like, sort of like moral standing that they're on, because if they're going to start, here's the other thing, like we were doing the examples about cigarettes and alcohol and stuff, and they don't like certain types of adult games. Okay, what happens when it becomes, we don't like adult games, period, and then it becomes, a lot of the, since they're probably going to be run by boomers, and what do boomers always like to do? They always love to go and say, we think a lot of these games that are violent cause violence,
right,
so then, hey guys,
no more violent video
all
games.
Of us love Call of Duty. We all loved playing, hey, there's a new Battlefield game coming out. No for you. Doom, remember Doom? You guys like playing Doom? No. And it's like, then it's going to be getting really,
yeah, it already is. Like the slope has already been slippery. We've already seen that they've escalated from niche manga to mainstream adult games on the two biggest, well, I shouldn't say that, the biggest platform, and then a little indie platform. Which do they have? They gone? I mean, how long until Good Old Games? I mean, maybe GOG doesn't actually do adult games, but or what about Epic? The Epic Store? I
think they kind of have a little bit of adult games, but I do believe that GOG is kind of, I think they get some sort of funding from the Polish government, so that might have a little bit more stickiness involved with it.
I think
as far as I know.
I think your wife is telling us to be quiet.
Okay. That's fine. She needs to go to sleep. It's 20 to 11.
So that creates a very disturbing situation where you're having a non-government entity that was not elected by anyone. That's what I was going to say. Okay, 50% of the country thinks that the president is the reincarnation of Hitler, right? So does that mean that Visa and Mastercard are morally right to say we're no longer letting you use our services to process donations and whatever to this political candidate because we don't like them and we think they're wrong for the company?
If you're a Canadian trucker a couple years ago,
did they do that in Canada?
Yes.
Oh,
the Canadian truckers. Yep, they did that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So there you go.
The Canadian truck processors, they basically shut down all of their financial banking services and stuff. And
so, the thing is that people will say, well, they deserved it. This is all very easy to say when your side is the side perpetrating this behavior.
Yeah.
When you're on the other side of it, and believe me, if this continues, eventually you will be, this should be disturbing to everybody of every political position, from the raging socialist to the hardcore boomer MAGA or the fully anti-government militiaman in Montana with his guns and ammo stockpile. All of us should be extremely concerned about what Visa and Mastercard are doing.
Yeah.
Now the question is, what do we do? How do besides complaining on the internet and prank calling them? I think that I was watching people talking about that they were just like inundating all the call centers and being like, explain yourself, and just kept calling back, and people were getting pissed off about that. What else can we do? I don't. Is Discover a good guy? Can we get Discover cards?
Yeah, I would guess you'd probably have to start going probably like a different, like another party. Like, I know Steam. Steam basically uses PayPal, Visa, Mastercard.
PayPal's in on it too.
Yeah, Amex, American Express, Discover, and they also use JCB, which I believe is the Japanese. I think it's a Japanese card. So those are your options for that. So, and well, the other thing also, it's like, do these, how long until some of these companies are just like, hey, we don't like you, like you were saying, anything that's sexually oriented, like we don't want you shopping anything from like Adam and Eve. We don't want you guys going on any type of campsites of any sort, like you said, OnlyFans, which I've heard OnlyFans themselves are supposedly they're considering like decoupling the adult content from that. I'm like, well,
can we be on OnlyFans?
Just like Tumblr,
Alex. If I see. I'm such a naive little baby. Is OnlyFans only adult content, or is it anything?
No. There's other type.
So we can have an OnlyFans.
Kind of more like
an OnlyFans account.
It's kind of like more like a Patreon thing. Like, oh, if you like this musician or this painter or I don't know, artist or something like that. But it's like, I'm pretty sure like 99% of all their actual income is just from what.
I was gonna say I've already used this joke, but or this reference. I want us to have an OnlyFans account because of the implication.
Because of the implication.
Alex, we have to, do you have to like be successful to get an OnlyFans? Can anyone make an OnlyFans? Because this person's talking about her lemur experience.
Oh, she has a lemur experience. What do the lemurs do? Just €5 in hand. Your Tasha hunts for a vintage treasure.
No, she just went and had fun with. So I guess, yeah, she's just a content publisher who wanted to talk about her trip. Her thing is roaming with Raina?
Where is her where's her paid content?
Right.
See? Hit more info. Press on more info. Go to more info. And what do we subscribe? See, it's kind of weird. All she does is lemur stuff. Why are her posts locked?
Subscribe for free.
Locked.
Available now.
Oh.
All right. Anyway.
Ah.
Okay. Well, we'll be the only two weird, nerdy 40-year-olds who don't show any skin on
Talking about
on
Coomer
OnlyFans.
games.
Talking about. Ooh, we can do our OnlyFans where all we do is review
Review
hentai
Coomer
games.
Yeah.
We should look and see. Although this has just got us in trouble with YouTube. I was like, what are the like creepy? Although I guess we're already playing a creepy hentai game technically.
Yes.
So
yes.
All right. Never
but
mind.
it's pretty old.
With
so
questionably
it falls within that
aged
statute
girls.
of limitations.
Everyone's
It's like you don't need a license to like purchase like an antique firearm. This is the same equivalent.
Yeah.
It's an antique adult game.
But so yeah, you were talking about. What were you talking about when we were saying that we're going to hold this top conversation to the end about?
Oh, about payment processing.
Yeah, but what other?
Options.
What were you? But what? Because I'm talking about getting a Discover card because I don't think that is Discover owned by Visa or something stupid like that.
I think Discover is its own company, and I think Amex is its own company.
But
or American Express.
Aren't American Expresses something? And if you're a responsible financial person, then great. But isn't American Express like you have to pay it off at the end of the month no matter what? Isn't that like their whole conceit?
Yeah, but we only buy video games during summer.
That's true. So you could use an American Express just to buy your games on Steam.
Yeah. I think there is supposedly something where like I think American Express also has like a monthly service fee or something, or that might not even exist. Excuse me, depending upon the card type that you have.
Does Valve take American Express? Yes, it does. So I would strongly urge, does Valve take Discover? Probably not.
It does.
It does?
No, it does. Yeah.
I would strongly urge all of my fellow Americans to open a Discover or a American Express to solely use for Valve. And, and make it.
I have a Discover card.
Make it so that Valve sees that all of their payment processes are going primarily through Discover and American Express.
Yes. Or JCB.
Or JCB. Or what's that Asian one? Oh, that was the one you were talking about.
Yeah, I believe.
Is that the one that's like the green, blue, and red stripes? Okay, yeah. Wait, this says. Oh, okay. This is something else.
Japan Credit Bureau or JCP.
Well, what kind of self-respecting Japanese person was using Visa and American Express in Japan anyway? Use your country's network. Come on.
They got some very nice cards. They got a Despicable Me Minions card. They have a Neko-chan card. They have a One Piece card.
Oh! Can I get a JCB card?
Well, it's through it's through China Merchants Bank, but I mean,
I don't know about that.
A lot of them are done through JCB. So
I don't think the CCP is much better than Visa or American Express.
Okay, well, there's a lot of options out there. I mean, if you're an American and you want to try to get a JCB card, there's probably some way to be able to do that and stuff like that. So, yeah.
This says 3 years ago that they stopped taking.
It's still
Steam
an option
will no longer accept Amex for non-USD transactions. Fine.
Okay.
Who cares?
That's fine. Okay, so
there's other countries besides the United States. I had no idea.
I've heard stories. I thought you just when you go past the ocean, you just kind of fall off the edge.
That's what
there's no other countries.
Yeah. It's not a flat Earth. It's flat America.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. Our Canadian and German bros.
Why the Germans?
Because we have a German subscriber who left a very nice comment once, so I have to be very considerate. Like I don't want to alienate all 5 of the people who listen to us, plus the 110 bots that I forced to subscribe to us.
Nice, thanks.
Hey, I paid 25 cents for those bots, Alex.
Each.
Basically, Oh, the other option, this is what you were saying. I'll remind you of the good idea that you had.
Oh, yeah, the idea you told me about.
No, the idea that you were going to do was that go to Walgreens with cash and buy a Steam card for
Steam, gift card
for $20 or $50 or whatever you think you're going to spend. A $50 card would probably last me 2 summers, and then again stick it to Visa and Mastercard and tell them to off, and that you're not, and make sure that Valve sees that they don't need to worry about Visa and Mastercard because nobody's using their stupid services anymore.
Yeah, just like I said, just get the gift card, put it directly on your Steam wallet.
What drives me, I talk about normies condescendingly all the time, but what drives me nuts about nerds and weirdos and geeks like us is that we still like pay pig to these companies, and like we'll say, "Ooh, I hate Star Wars." Oh, let me like go see every single new Star Wars thing that comes out. Oh, I hate
Marvel.
I hate Marvel. Marvel's like really gone off a cliff. I'm gonna go give my money to every single Marvel thing that comes out.
Watching is still watching.
Hate watching.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it's just like start using money as collateral and saying, no, we're not going to just roll over and take all this shit. Instead, everyone just rolls over and takes all the shit.
Takes the shit.
And then
they will listen, folks, like they will just as easily wholeheartedly use monetary means to attack you. So why don't you go and take the offensive in this thing and preemptively strike back by using your money to preemptively kind of get around this whole issue and stuff like that? Because we still know, our graphics cards are old. They don't work anymore. We have to play everything on low settings. And we're still going to buy their games. Yeah.
I mean, I won't use Visa or MasterCard now for this. I have to use it to buy everything else but I will definitely go out of my way for Steam to not do this. And I maybe I will open a Discover card to use at gas stations and shit because I don't want to, and I'll just hook my bank account and just bypass Visa and MasterCard entirely.
Exactly.
It's just this is too disturbing, and too much of a precedent has already been set to allow that we're allowing this company to do this shit, Visa and MasterCard.
Yeah.